The next 2 episodes are to stir the soul and shake up the lives of nearly every character in Salem. Thursday and Friday's storylines are thick with emotional tension, deep-rooted regrets, and long-overdue revelations. From Maggie's heartfelt plea to Chad's internal crisis, and from Bos' miraculous update to a heart-stopping new baby storyline, there is no shortage of drama on the horizon. Let's walk through what's coming one emotional wave at a time. Thursday, April 24th. MaggiesPlea, Chad's breaking point, and the return of EJ's memories. Thursday opens with Maggie Horton Kyriakis, ever the matriarch and peacemaker, reaching deep into her heart to beg Xander for mercy. She knows all too well that he has every right to be bitter. Life has taken him through valleys of betrayal, but Maggie, standing firm in the belief that forgiveness is freedom, pleads with him to let go of his anger. What makes this plea even more powerful is Maggie's awareness of Sarah's role in Xander's pain. She doesn't try to deny it. She doesn't excuse it. She just hopes he can find it in himself to release the hatred, because she knows that, even now, love and sorrow are still tangled in his heart. This is the emotional groundwork for a larger storm that's brewing and is expected to unfold in May. Secrets, betrayals, and consequences will come to light, and the fallout may just upend more than one Salem resident's world. Meanwhile, Kat and Chad are caught up in the success of the festival fundraiser. There's laughter, shared glances, and something undeniable blooming between them. It's in this festive, sparkling atmosphere that Chad has a realization that knocks the wind out of his sails. He's not ready to date. He can't. Not yet. Because in his heart, Abigail still lives. Chad's truth is that there is no closure. No body. No confirmed death. Nothing but whispers and half-answers. Clyde took the truth into his coma, and that fog of uncertainty haunts Chad like a ghost. How can he move forward when he doesn't know if she's truly gone? His realization will leave Kat heartbroken and confused, and viewers devastated all over again by the tragic love story that never got a proper ending. And then, out of the shadows of recovery, EJ DiMera slowly emerges. He's awake, but the coma has left him disoriented, like a man walking through mist. Kristen picks up on the subtle change in his demeanor immediately. She watches him with careful eyes, sensing the storm brewing behind that quiet exterior. Though EJ can't yet remember who shot him, the memories are starting to flicker at the edges of his mind. Viewers can expect tension to build as fragments return, each one closer to revealing the truth. When the revelation finally strikes, it won't just affect EJ. It will send shockwaves through multiple lives. Adding to Thursday's surprises, Rachel Black reappears. Now played by Alice Halsey, replacing Finley Rose Slater. This marks a new chapter, not just for Rachel's storyline, but for the entire show as Days of Our Lives heads into sweeps with fresh momentum. Rachel's return ties into much larger threads in the DiMera legacy, and longtime fans will be watching closely to see how this change influences Salem's power dynamics. This episode also marks the early steps of a creative shift. The new head writers are stepping in, but their vision is still in transition. They're picking up the threads left by Ron Carlivati, closing open loops, and tying off old plots. Their own full story arcs haven't yet begun, but the signs of change are there. Deeper emotional beats, sharper character clarity, and a return to more grounded, relationship-driven storytelling. Friday, April 25th. Bos Fate Revealed, Belle's Confession, and Chanel's big news. Friday brings even more emotional upheaval, starting with a moment many have been waiting for. Sean Brady receives life-changing news about his father, Bo Brady, the same father he shot in a tragic, heartbreaking moment. Since that fateful day, Sean has been drowning in guilt, caught in a limbo of self-loathing and helplessness. Now, for the first time in what feels like ages, there's a glimmer of hope. The news appears to be good, but what that means remains to be seen. Is Bo waking up? Recovering? Or simply stable? Whatever the case, this is the beginning of a redemption arc Sean desperately needs. Meanwhile, Jada Hunter takes a brave and painful step in her relationship with Rafe Hernandez. She tells him it's time to walk away. No bitterness. No anger. Just the kind of quiet sorrow that comes when two people realize that love isn't always enough. Rafe is left stunned. He didn't see it coming. But Jada's made up her mind. Sometimes letting go is the only path forward. In another corner of Salem, Belle Black makes a confession that threatens to unravel everything. While EJ was in a coma, she told him she loved him. And, in a moment of accidental vulnerability, She let it slip to Susan Banks that her heart still belonged to Elvis Jr. of course. Susan wasted no time telling her son. Now EJ confronts Belle. But before she can fully explain, they're interrupted. The moment is stolen. Still, Belle can't run from the truth any longer. She admits it. But whether her feelings will be enough to overcome the realities of EJ's identity and choices, that's another matter entirely. Belle may love him, but that doesn't mean she can live with him. Across town, a joyous storyline begins to unfold. Paulina Price is beaming with pride. She's about to become a grandmother again, and Chanel is glowing with the radiance of a first-time mother. Their bond deepens as they prepare for the new arrival, but there's one complication. The adoption papers still need one last signature, Johnny DiMaras. And Johnny is spiraling. He's questioning whether he's fit to be a father at all. Haunted by his past, his lineage, his complicated upbringing, he fears he may not have the strength or stability to raise a child. This crisis of self-worth could delay the adoption process or even jeopardize it altogether. For Chanel, the stakes are high. She's already emotionally invested. She's already planning a future. If Johnny hesitates too long, it could fracture what they're trying to build before it even begins. In what was meant to be a beautiful, unforgettable evening, a night reserved for youthful celebration, glittering gowns, heartfelt dances, and innocent romance, tragedy instead cruelly intervened. Days of Our Lives is about to take its viewers through one of the most heartbreaking storylines to grace Salem in recent memory, and at the center of it is Sophia Choi, portrayed with emotional depth and sincerity by Rachel Boyd. Sophia is bright, promising, and burdened by circumstances far beyond her years. At just 16, her life has been an exhausting roller coaster filled with intense emotional struggles, family conflicts, and responsibilities that even seasoned adults would find daunting. She is 6 months pregnant, a heavy secret she's carried with both strength and vulnerability. Sophia is deeply aware that her youth is slipping away, but despite her struggles, she remains hopeful, clinging fiercely to the chance of reclaiming just one moment of normalcy. Enter Tate Black, played by the charismatic Leo Howard, whose kind and compassionate nature is evident in every glance and gesture. Tate sees Sophia's struggles, hears the hidden sadness in her voice, and notices the hesitant, troubled looks she gives whenever someone mentions her baby. With the pure-hearted desire to help Sophia reclaim her youth, even if just for a single night, Tate asks her to prom. For most teenagers, prom is a rite of passage. A gateway from childhood into adulthood, filled with excitement and innocent romance. For Sophia, it represents something even more profound. A brief reprieve from the immense pressure she faces. A chance to feel like a normal teenager once more. Initially uncertain, Sophia ultimately agrees. This decision does not come lightly. She grapples with it, weighing her anxieties against the faint glimmer of hope that perhaps she deserves this moment, this experience. She allows herself to get swept up in the preparations, choosing a dress, letting her mother style her hair, cautiously feeling the excitement build within her. Yet, beneath her surface-level enthusiasm lies undeniable tension. Only days before prom, viewers witness a subtle yet deeply significant moment. Sophia hesitates before signing the adoption papers for her unborn child. It's an emotional crossroads. Just as the pen hovers above the dotted line, she feels the baby's first kick, a poignant reminder of the life growing inside her. This unexpected event stirs within her a powerful mixture of maternal instinct and fear. Yet, what goes unnoticed by many around her and disturbingly overlooked by medical professionals is the alarming fact that this first kick is drastically delayed. Sophia, who is visibly quite pregnant, should have felt movement weeks earlier. Typically, expectant mothers feel their babies move between the 16th and 24th weeks of pregnancy. The delay in Sophia's experience signals deep medical concerns, but these crucial red flags are tragically ignored or minimized. Prom night arrives. Sophia, radiant and nervous, stands beside Tate, absorbing the excitement of her peers. The ballroom pulses with music, laughter, and anticipation. Sophia feels the weight of her worries lifting slightly, allowing herself to believe that maybe, just maybe, she can find joy tonight. The lights sparkle, the music enchants, and for a moment, everything feels perfect. But perfection is fleeting in Salem. As Sophia begins to immerse herself in the carefree energy of prom, tragedy strikes brutally and without warning. In a moment that changes everything, Sophia accidentally collides forcefully with another student. The jarring impact immediately triggers sharp, unbearable pain. Pain she instinctively knows is far too serious to ignore. Panic quickly overtakes the room. Sophia crumples, clutching her stomach as fear grips her heart. Tate desperately tries to comfort her, his youthful face etched with helpless anguish. Chaos erupts around them. Teachers scramble, music abruptly stops, and paramedics rush to her side. Through Sophia's terrified eyes, the prom's joyful lights blur into an agonizing nightmare. At just 6 months pregnant, the early labor is sudden, traumatic, and devastatingly premature. Sophia's cries echo through the room, filled with pain, fear, and desperation. Her young body, ill-equipped to handle the sudden onset of childbirth, struggles mightily. Paramedics hurry her to the hospital, but even the best medical intervention is tragically insufficient. Sophia's tiny, premature baby fights bravely, but ultimately loses the battle, unable to survive outside the womb at this stage. The loss is immense, irrevocable, and heartbreaking. Days of Our Lives has always captured the depth of human emotion vividly, but Sophia's story takes viewers to profound new depths. Her journey of grief, guilt, and recovery begins from this darkest of nights, reshaping her future and sending shockwaves through Salem. Tate, racked with guilt for his role in what transpired, struggles with his feelings of helplessness, while the entire community comes to terms with the gravity of Sophia's loss. The emotional impact of this storyline will resonate deeply, highlighting the fragility of youth, the depth of maternal love, even amid teenage confusion, and the cruel unpredictability of tragedy. Sophia's heartbreaking loss on Prom Night serves not only as a turning point for her character, but as a deeply emotional reminder to viewers of life's preciousness and vulnerability. Sophia Choi's tragic miscarriage on Days of Our Lives is not just a dramatic event. It is an unforgettable, poignant exploration of youthful innocence shattered by an all-too-real tragedy. Closing thoughts: these next 2 episodes of Days of Our Lives aren't just moving pieces across a board. They're setting up the next chapter in Salem's history. From long-standing characters facing hard truths to new faces stepping into the spotlight, every storyline is bursting with emotional weight. And for fans, especially those who've been watching for decades, these stories feel more real than ever. Because Days of Our Lives has always been about more than just drama. It's about family, forgiveness, love, loss, and finding the strength to keep moving forward, even when the past won't let go. Stay tuned. The journey is just beginning.